Welcome students. So we will be dealing with data, information and knowledge in business intelligence. Okay. So what is the difference between data, information and knowledge? Okay. So what do you mean by data? So what is data? Data is, so we are hearing about data, no? Data, raw data, discrete data, continuous, all those we are dealing with, structured, unstructured, all those we have heard. But what is data? It's unprocessed facts and figures without any added interpretation or analysis. Okay, so that's meant by data. And we have information. So what's the difference between data and information? So information is, so sometimes you will think data is the same, one and the same as information, but no, what's the basic difference? Is the outcome of extraction and processing activities carried out on data. Okay, and it appears meaningful for those who receive it in a specific domain. So what is an information? It's a data that has been interpreted so that it has a meaning for the user. Okay, so what is data? Unprocessed facts and figures. Information is data that has been interpreted so that it has a meaning for the user. Okay, and what do you mean by knowledge? Information is transformed into knowledge when it is used to make decisions and develop the corresponding actions. Okay, so what is that? Information is transformed into knowledge when it is used to make decisions and develop the corresponding actions. So we have three: data, information, and knowledge. Okay, so knowledge is a combination of what? Information, experience, and insight that may benefit the individual or the organization. Okay, so that's the difference between data, information, and knowledge in short. Okay, so that we can show that here. How we can show that? So first, what it is? Data, right? So data. Then data is there. Then information we have. Okay, I'll show you what it is. Data, then information. Okay, and then what else? Information, and then comes to knowledge. Then comes to knowledge. Okay, now what it is? So we have data, and data, when it is applied for a purpose, when it is applied, okay, for a purpose, we have this information. Okay, data, when it's applied for a purpose, we have information. And information, if we build and process, then that comes to knowledge. Okay, information, if we build and process, that comes to knowledge. So this is the difference between data, information, and knowledge in short. So data, when it's applied for a purpose, it comes to information. Then information, we build and process, then we will get the knowledge. Okay, so that's the difference between data, information, and knowledge in business intelligence. I hope it's clear to you all. Thank you.